All right, so I'm going to show you exponent rules. Even though we're going to use them for rational exponents, the rules are still the same. So you guys should remember when I have something that tells me like x squared times x to the third, all I need to do is add those exponents up. So I get 2 plus 3 equals x to the 5. So the same thing's true when they're rational. The only difference is I need to make sure that they're a common denominator. So these are a common denominator, so I can add them. So it's going to become x to the 4 over 2. If it's not a common denominator, I need to get it to be one. So if I have something like this, these are not a common denominator, so I'm going to make them a common denominator. So I'm going to say, what can 2 and 3 both go into? And they can go into 6. So I'm going to go 1/2 times 3 over 3, because that's going to give me 6. And this one I'm going to do 2/3 times 2 over 2, because that's going to give me 6. So I get x to the 3 over 6, x to the 4 over 6. Now I add the numerators, so it becomes x to the 7 over 6. So same rules, we're just dealing with them with fraction exponents or rational exponents. So when we divide, if I have something like this, I'm going to subtract the exponents. So I'm going to go 3 minus 2. The same thing's true when they're fraction exponents. I just need to make sure that they're common denominator, which these are. So I'm going to go 1/2 minus 3/2, which is negative 2/2. And we will get to a point where we change that, but not yet. If they're not the same, I just got to get a common denominator, the same as with multiplication. So that says 1/3, very sloppily. That says 2/5. So I need to find something that 3 and 5 will both go into, which is 15. So times 5 over 5 and times 3 over 3. So it's going to give me x to the 5/15 over x to the 6/15. Common denominator, so now I can subtract. So 5/15 minus 6/15 is going to give me x to the negative 1/15. And we will get to where we change this, but not yet. The next rule is exponents to the exponents. So if you have something that tells you x squared to the power of 3, these ones get multiplied. So I'm going to do 2 times 3. The cool thing about when you're dealing with fraction exponents on these is that you do not need a common denominator, you just multiply. So I'm just going to go 1/2 times 1/3 equals x to the 1/6. So these ones are a little bit easier. Does not matter if they have a common denominator. So this is going to give me x to the 2/3 times 3/5 equals x to the 6/15. And a little bit later we'll get to where we simplify these as well, but not for right now. So that's what you're doing right now. Now I am going to put ones where you have to do multiple steps together in there. So you'll have to multiply the same bases together, so add the exponents, and then go with the exponents to the exponents, so multiply the exponents, but you're just doing these steps. Just sometimes you have to do more than one of these steps.